All right, hey everyone, Mike MacDougall here. I am back for an update from my last video. Good news is, season is back. We've generated over 2,500 new customers for our clients this month alone so far, and the month is not over yet. There was a little bit of a lag in June and July. May rocked, everything leading up to May rocked, as all of you probably experienced as well. We had a double dose of summer doldrums, combined with high inflations, high gas prices, poor market sentiment for retail traders and investors. And that has clearly begun to recede. Hopefully you all are seeing that in your front end offers and your conversions over to your back ends. But I wanted to give you some really interesting data that I was taking a look at in our database and when compiling all the results from our clients over the last 3 weeks. And here is what I want to tell you. I'm going to look over here every once in a while. I'll have some notes. Hope you don't mind. I'll throw some stuff up on the screen to help along as well. 85% of our clients right now are hitting or exceeding their stated success metric. Could be we want to be at 70% break even. Could be we want to be at 100% break even intra-month. Could be our goal is to, with database building strategies, recoup 30% to 50% intra-month. Could be ROI of 150% intra-month. 85% of our active clients right now are hitting or exceeding their targets, which is fantastic. And quite frankly, last month it was a little bit lower, but the volume was lower. We didn't have as much budget coming in and as many clients, and they really have snapped back this month. And I'm happy to say that as we're having our mid-campaign client calls and performance calls, basically everybody is netting up going into next month, and it's really nice to see that a lot of you have put a lot of your marketing teams, or maybe it's you or your marketing teams, have put in a lot of effort to fix whatever was wrong. A lot of you, as I said in my last video, either had a problem with your front end but your back ends were working, or vice versa. So really happy to see that when the market throws a curveball at your marketing department, within a month or two, they're able to really figure out what they need to do to get the conversions to happen and the ROI to continue. Okay, so of those 85% of our clients that are hitting or exceeding their stated targets, I have some kind of interesting data. As you all know, the crypto market, you know, wetted the bed not too long ago, and of course the offers weren't converting as well for a few months, but that's really snapped back. It's pretty amazing to see. In fact, 25% of the offers that are hitting their mark are crypto related offers. 17% are options related. 17% are stock finding tools. 10% are energy stock related. 10% are tech stock related. 8% are penny stock related. 7% are futures related. And 6% are Forex related. So crypto, options, stock finding, energy stocks, tech stocks, penny stocks, future stocks, Forex. And 100% of those are greed copy. That's right. Greed is back. Fear dominated for, 2 months, 2.5 months, and everyone was scrambling to create, fear copy. It was really interesting. Those that just kind of scaled back and continued with the marketing message that was working back in Q1 and Q4 and Q3, it picked right back up, and they're working fantastically well, and they're not even commenting on the market conditions right now. Obviously, they've had a nice tailwind for the last several weeks. I understand that we're giving some back right now, but it's really interesting to see. I think people in mass are just not interested in being afraid right now. They've had, several years at this point, 2 years plus with COVID and wars and et cetera, et cetera. I think everyone wants some good news and want to believe that everything's going to be okay. And on that topic, as I said in my last video, they need you more than ever if your product works. If your product doesn't work, you might be in the percentage of our clientele who's not hitting their mark right this moment, but could be just copy. I will say that a lot of those are fear copy. And again, I just don't think, at least in my network, I don't think that they want to hear it. So that's the good news. I also want to talk to you about some other research I was doing, looking at what the secret formula is for the businesses that do the best over multiple years, not just here, but over the, across all networks that are available to them to market to. And so I'm going to pop some stuff on the screen here, probably over on this side. Oh, sorry, over on this side. Here we go. So the first thing, and this is what I'm considering my optimal media mix. And obviously I sell this stuff, but I want you to know that this applies towards any network that you're working in. For example, After Offers, great company, they have a great product. So what I'm talking about here applies to them as well and should be part of your media mix. So it's like a layered cake. So the bottom layer is going to be the foundational layer. And on the foundational layer, this is intended to be slow because what goes up fast comes down fast. So the foundational layer is going to focus on database building strategies. So co-regi type strategies. We have Quantum, we have standard co-reg, we have premium co-reg, and there's other networks out there that have great co-reg products as well. It really fits into two categories, the buyers of co-reg. Either A, they're savvy and they know that they need to be doing it. They have good cash flow situation and they understand that spending $1 now means having $2 in 4 months. These people tend to gravitate towards it because of the ease of it, and they know after a long time of testing that they ultimately will get to break even and they ultimately will get to profitability. The second group here, the B group, are business owners. I don't mean any offense by this, but perhaps a little bit less sophisticated, or their marketing, the front-end marketing efforts don't warrant spending $7, $8 per lead because they just aren't recouping enough back at the exact moment or at the time of the spend. And these business owners also participate in database building of the foundation right here because, again, they can't put all of their eggs into, did we get to 50% break even on day 0 or 70% break even intra-month? They're relying on a nurturing process over time. So those are really the two categories. And what's interesting is these business owners, I had a call with someone who will be watching this video, and I didn't mention this on the call, but we were talking about doing quantum lead generation. He's like, it's funny you bring that up. I just got a quantum buyer yesterday, and he hasn't invested in it for about 2 years now. So they just continue to consistently roll in as long as you're doing the right things like bulk marketing efforts to your list, appropriate nurturing, and of course, it really does help if you have big ticket products. If you don't have big ticket products, or at least a recurring element of it, you're going to have a hard time buying media anyway. But the foundation of your media buys for an optimal media mix should be a co-reg strategy where you're getting the right type of person for a reduced cost. And in exchange for that, you're giving up speed. So it's not as great for cash flow, but more on that in just a second. So the second category, which is cash flow related marketing angles, is that's going to be more sophisticated buyers. They're going to have marketing funnels. They're going to know what the numbers are or what they should be if they don't actually have a history on the product yet. And they're typically looking for a cost per acquisition if it's a low dollar front end product. And of course, they have to have the back end to support this, of anywhere from between $150 up to $350. Excuse me. And then these, or they're focusing on ROI. They want to recoup 70% intra-month, or break even intra-month, or break even within 60 days, or a combination of the two. It really just depends on what the customer needs. And this stuff works fantastic as long as all of the elements that are involved in the process remain static. Like there aren't a lot of moving elements, unlike what just happened recently over the last few months, where it's like my front end's working great, even better now, but no one's buying our back end. Why? Because the back end is not relevant for these market conditions, or whatever the reason is. So these buyers typically come to us. They know quite a bit. They know their numbers. They know what they need. They know what they want, and they hold the marketing budget accountable for it. They also either are the business owner or the media buyer and understand the cash flow component of it. And they understand if I spend $1 here, I need to get to break even here, and I need to get to an ROI right here. And then the third category isn't a standalone category, but these are, as you can see up top here, oh shit, did it again. Up top here, these are the business owners that are constantly testing at least a small portion of their budget each month, either rolling out new ways to skin a cat, like, all right, instead of us doing CPC to something, let's add some click to opt-in in there and have an autoresponder sequence going out, bringing them back to the video sales letter. Or they're simply testing a new offer, new creative, or one of our new products, or one of our other networks' new products. But the concept is, if you've got like a $50,000 a month marketing budget, you should have about $5,000 of that you're rolling the dice on to see what the next winner is going to be. So the optimal media mix are the businesses that do all three of those things. And here's why. Number one, as I said before, what goes up fast comes down fast. If you look at my business model, it's set up exactly like that. I've got pillar one, pillar two, pillar three. Pillar one has basically unlimited scalability. It's all based on day zero media buying revenue. But what goes up fast comes down fast. It could go down to zero overnight, right? Pillar two happens to be our external channel partners. It's not a huge portion of our business, but it's an important part of our business, and it's all based on relationships. And the relationships need to work in both directions. One of our core value here is everything has to be a win-win. So if one of us isn't happy, it's not going to last very long. That being said, for the most part, we are happy, and that is a stable side of the business, but it is based on someone doing what they say they're going to do and us doing what we say we're going to do and everyone being happy. The third pillar are the leads, the lists that we own. Now, these don't grow as quickly in revenue, but if pillar one and pillar two disappeared, we'd have pillar three. And pillar three is the foundation of my business. So when I think about database building and how important it is for your business, if you're focusing all of your effort on the cash flow component, like we have to hit this mark in this period of time or else, as soon as market conditions change to unfavorable for your product, you're going to be in a world of pain. And really, it's like the rule of three. You can't sit on a one-legged stool. It's going to fall over. Even a two-legged stool is kind of difficult to manage. But a three-legged stool, you're going to be all right. So if you look at the way that you're investing your media spend right now, make sure you're not a one-trick pony. If you've got one funnel and one way of buying media into that funnel and you have one expectation and it's pass or fail, it's only a matter of time before you're in a world of hurt. So what I recommend, again, whether it's through us or through our competing ad networks, most of whom we are friends with, if something works here, it's going to work there and vice versa. You really should be looking at into the rest of 2022 and going into 2023 and making sure you have a well-rounded media plan. So if all of a sudden your funnel stops working and you're no longer getting to break even inside 30 days or 45 days or whatever you need it to do, you can pull back on that, but don't stop with your database building efforts because you need to be doing bulk marketing efforts. You need to be testing out your new next product to a growing list. And you will get to break even and you will get to profitability. And if you don't, that's a warning sign that something else has gone terribly wrong. So again, layer it up. You need to be focusing on your foundation, which will continue to pay dividends for months, if not years into the future, but it might not give you the impact that you're looking for right this month. You just need to change your expectations. You're not going to try to hammer in a nail into a wall with a screwdriver. It's a tool. You need to understand how to use it. And vice versa applies as well. Just because right now you don't have a marketing funnel that's hitting all the metrics that you want to be hitting, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be focused on building one. So keep that foundation going, but you're going to actually skip this second layer right here. Sorry, I did it again. And you're going to go up to the testing phase. So you're really focusing on your foundation and the testing phase. Once you get through the testing phase, boom, you now have foundation and cash flow. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, great, I'll just focus on foundation and cash flow, but that's only 2/3 of the equation because you always have to continue testing. Shit, did it again. You always have to continue testing. And I recommend anywhere from 5 to 10% of your marketing budget that you're always earmarked as, okay, I might never see a dollar of return on this, but that's not the point. The point is to figure out what works, and that's your job, is to figure out what works. And this forces that process. All right, let's see. What else did I want to talk about here? Direct to back ends are continuing to work. So if you're not testing direct to back ends, this is another sort of level, right? So, at the same effect that I'm talking about, where it's like, all right, if you don't have a foundation and then the cash flow component stops, then you don't have anything coming in, any new blood coming in, and you're going to starve your business. The same thing goes towards the specific tactic of, all right, we're going to generate customers, but we can do that one of two ways. Well, there's more than two ways. We can either go low dollar and ascend, or you can go right to the high dollar. So think about it. If you're selling a $2,000 product and you're buying cost per clicks at $4 cost per click, and you get just a 0.5% conversion, you should be around $1,000 cost per acquisition, which is a cost per acquisition, which is a 200% return on your marketing investment. So if you're able to do that once, see if you can do it twice, see if you can do it 3 times, and after 3 times, it is not a fluke. You have something that you should be taking a look at scaling. Then you're going to want to say, all right, if that works, how do we maximize that situation? That's when you start tying in other strategies such as click to opt-in, or even just have an opt-in page in front of the video sales letter, the big ticket video sales letter. And of course, you're going to have email follow-up, bringing it back, bringing all the non-buyers back, and so on and so forth. So basic marketing stuff, but it's amazing how few clients are still doing it. But the ones that are doing it, it's working. And of course, another strategy is just building a hot list, and you could use co-reg for that. But that's really hit or miss. And you're still then trying to combine 2 objectives. You're trying to say, let's try to make the database building strategy something that happens faster. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but you don't want to get stuck in your head that that's what success is, because you're going to focus on it not working instead of it working. Let's see, what else? What to focus on next? I think that if I were any of you and I had all these choices of buying media from all of these different areas right now, I would make sure that I'm focusing on the areas that are working, obviously. So if you're having great success with 1 ad network or 2 ad network or 4 ad network, really see what you could do to scale within those particular networks. And just like you have a test budget within networks, you should have a test budget for new networks and new traffic sources as well. Absolutely. But right now, I'm telling you, people are buying. They are buying. They need your products more than ever right now. I know a lot of you had a slow summer, but if you're thinking that it's going to be a slow season and then you're pulling back or continuing to pull back because you think it's going to be a slow season, it's going to be a slow season. Move forward with optimism. Get your products out there. Hopefully you spent the summer retooling your back ends or your front ends or whatever the disconnect was. Hopefully if you don't have a product on the back end, you went ahead and met someone who you could do a joint venture with, so you can keep the ball rolling and keep leads coming in at an effective rate so you can grow your business now and into the future. And if you all focus right now on the right things, the rest of the year is going to be fantastic. And going into 2023, we're going to rally. I was watching Mr. Wonderful, who you all know, the other day on an interview, and he was explaining how if House and Senate flip, that the government's going to be in gridlock. And if the government's in gridlock, allegedly, that's really great for the stock market. So I actually don't care. Like, if the stock market is doing really, really well, that's good because people are going to be optimistic. If it continues doing this, that's good because people are going to need your products more than ever. So just make sure that you're paying attention to what's happening in the marketplace, what's happening in the stock market. Look at the offers that are out there right now. And I think you're going to start seeing that greed is back, and as Gordon Gekko says, greed, for lack of a better word, is good. And I'll leave you with that. Hope you all have a great rest of your month and a great rest of the year. Take care.